We have from Marin County, Jane Jewell.
I'm here to represent some 80 to 90 people who are in my group in Marin who've been phoning Jared Huffman every day for a year, Monday to Friday. I do mine in the bathroom, I take my phone in and I deal with two shits at once.
Okay, that was a joke.
That's the only joke I'm going to make. That's it now for humor. Okay. I know that he's been inundated with calls asking for the end of the genocide. I talk with the aides. They've got to know me quite well now because I call them every day. And they say that there have been far more telephone calls and emails asking for the end of the genocide and for us to stop sending weapons to support this genocide using our tax dollars. There have been far more of those people than there have Zionists who want the genocide to continue. Has Huffman done anything in this respect? No. He's done nothing. In fact, he's done much worse than nothing. Last April, he voted to send $26 billion, not million, $billion worth of weapons to Israel to continue this genocide using our tax dollars to pay for these weapons. Some of these weapons are just bombs, which destroy homes still with the people inside them who get pulverized into dust or they burn to death. In addition, they've used the illegal use of white phosphorus, which has been supplied by America. It comes from Pine Bluff Arsenal in Arkansas, and again, it's paid with our tax dollars. This white phosphorus burns people to death. It burns right down to the bone. You can't put it out with water. And thousands of people have now burnt to death because of the white phosphorus that we're sending to Israel, that they rain down on the inhabitants of Gaza. The real definition of the word Holocaust is to burn to death people. And that's exactly what Israel is doing. Israel is committing a Holocaust against the Palestinian people in Gaza. Many years ago, when my oldest child was just a baby, he woke up one night hungry. And he screamed, and he screamed, and he screamed. And I felt terrible that he was screaming, and I rushed into the kitchen, and I must have spent no more than 5 minutes preparing some food for him to eat. And during those 5 minutes that I kept him waiting, and I felt terrible about it, he continued to scream and scream, till finally I could feed him. And I remember thinking, that was some 40 years ago, how terrible it must be for a Palestinian mother to have a child screaming from hunger, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it, because you've got no food in the house. That's what's happening today. Palestinian mothers have their children. They probably don't scream because they're too weak, so they cry, and then they whimper, and then they die from starvation. This is what we are funding with our tax dollars. One of our members of our group, Leslie here, has been so upset, as we all are, by what's happening. She's gone on hunger strike in solidarity with the Palestinian people in Gaza. She's now on day 31. I've been very concerned about her because she wasn't exactly overweight in the first place. If it were me doing it, I'd probably last for a year, but Leslie is doing it, and I was very concerned. I said, what can I do to help stop you doing this hunger strike? And she said, if you can get me a meeting with Huffman, I will end the hunger strike. Well, I tried. We did have a meeting with his legislative assistant, Juliana, but I never got her a meeting with Huffman, not even by Zoom. Why? Because he couldn't care less about Leslie, and he couldn't care less about Palestinian lives. So now Leslie and I are taking it to the next level. We're going to sue Jared Huffman in this class action lawsuit. And now that it's been presented, it's been filed, whatever the word is, Leslie is going to break her fast today. Shame on Jared Huffman for committing a Holocaust against the Palestinian people.